Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Melissa Reed and I'm an artist from southwestern Pennsylvania. So today I am doing a mixed media collage here and I'm showing you the different boards. That first one there with the raw wood is what this looks like when I first get it in, and that's a 6x6 inch cradled board that I have gessoed, which is what it looks like when it's laying there. I've pulled out some collage papers. I want to do a mainly monotone collage, so I'm basically looking at blacks and whites with just a little bit of color. I've got Liquitex Basics, Mars Black, Titanium White, Light Pink, and I have Winsor & Newton, Payne's Gray, and Naples Yellow from Artist Loft. So I mainly am looking to do a mostly white toned piece here. I do want to have dark areas, which is why I'm going with the black and white collage paper there. And these are ones that I had already made in other videos. I will put a link at the end if you're interested in seeing some of those. I'm just tearing some off and randomly laying them down, and I am adhering those with my Liquitex matte gel medium. That's my preferred method of gluing things down on these collages. That's just a stamp that I had on some music sheet, and I'm again just sticking with this very black and white kind of theme here. I'm going to be introducing the slightest bit of color here. I just want a little pop of that light pink there, and I'm going to go in on the upper part with just a little bit of the Naples Yellow just to have something. So what I'm thinking at this point is I'm going to be adding these elements down here and these colors, but I'm then going to be kind of covering everything up with titanium white. So you're still going to see bits and pieces of the collage papers and a little bit of the paint popping through, but not very much. It's not going to be the focus necessarily. The dark areas will be most prominent because they're going to be up against the white. Right here, I've got that little Hydrangea paper punch, which if you've seen a couple of my other videos, I've used that. I love that thing. It's great. And this is actually just a roll-off sheet that I had on a music sheet. And I'm cutting out some of those little flowers there. Again, now I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. Again, those are going to be mainly for texture, like visual texture on there, and I guess literal texture, because if you touched it, you would be able to feel them. Because again, I'm going to be coating everything in the titanium white, so you're not going to necessarily be focused on those, which is why I'm not being too particular about the order with which I am gluing them down. I mostly want them there to be subtle background shapes that are going to be that white on white, but they'll be there enough that you can see them, and they're going to add some interest so you're not just looking at a plain white board, but they're not going to be necessarily the focus. You'll see what I mean once I get the white paint down there. So I should mention here too that I am letting this dry between layers. A lot of people ask that, and yes, I do let this dry between layers. If I choose not to, I will let you know, but most of the time that is what I do. Sometimes I do want the colors to blend with some of the underneath colors, so that's okay, but in this instance I'm not. So I'm going in there with some of that Winsor & Newton Payne's Gray, which is a very transparent color, as you can see, and you probably know if you've used it before. I wanted some areas of, I hesitate to use the word darkness, but I guess I will, more of like a darker tone. So the Payne's Gray is perfect for that, and I'm just taking a paper towel there and kind of just swirling it and blending everything in. I don't really want any hard edges. I just want some areas of a darker tone so that when I put that white down, you're going to be able to see some of that underneath, but it's not going to be such a harsh contrast like it would be if I went and used the Mars Black. So I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I did let this layer dry too, even though it was mostly dry for me doing the swirling with the paper towels. But now I'm going to go in with that white. I definitely wanted it to be completely dry because I didn't want to muddy it up and make just gray. I really want that white to be white. And you can see there the little paper flowers that I have adhered there. You can see them, but they're not the primary focus. So I know it looks like I'm covering up everything that I just did, and in a way I am, but I'm going to be removing some of the paint and revealing some areas and adding some more things down, so don't worry, all is not lost. I like this style where you've got things going on underneath and you're kind of covering them up, but then you're revealing bits and pieces. It's like a hidden painting within a painting, and I just, something speaks to me about that. So that's a method that I like to use. I've been doing some of that negative painting in my last few videos. I'll put a link to some of my better ones there if you're interested in seeing. And I really am liking that style a lot. So I wanted to do something kind of like that, but in those other videos I did objects, like I did a couple of cats and some birds as the focus. This time I just wanted to do strictly abstract and see what I could come up with. And I really like the way it's turning out, especially with this color combination and having the board end up being mostly white. So while that paint is wet, I decided to spray some water on it and see if I could get any good drips going, but I had it on the, the sprayer was on spray and not stream, so I just got big wet spots, but that actually ended up being okay because I went in with my towel and just started removing some of that paint by dabbing it, and areas that I removed too much, I had my brush there that still had a little bit of paint on it, and I went in and added some paint back down. And because everything was so wet, it went on a little more transparently there, as you can see. So I just kept going back and forth with removing and adding paint until I was happy with the way that the background was looking. At this point, I thought I might like to take some of my vine charcoal, and I'm just rubbing a little bit on my fingers there to outline and draw a little bit more attention to some of those flowers. I'm not sure how I felt about it, if it really did anything or not. It kind of did in some spots. It added, if nothing else, it added a little bit of shadow and a little more gray tone in that white, which I did really like. That one that I just did up top there, I ended up going in and basically wiping off. Okay, so at this point I decided I wanted to do a little more collage. So that is actually the negative space piece of those flowers that I used in the little floral punch that I have. And I thought it looked really cool, and it would be good to have that on there because it's using the same shape that I have in the background and then kind of bringing it up to the foreground. And so I decided to tear some of that off and adhere that down with my matte gel medium here. And don't worry, I'm going to blend it into the background because at this point, all of my other collage pieces are sort of hidden in the back behind some of the paint. And of course, this one is going to look like it's sitting right on top of the surface because it is, because I'm just laying it down now. I kind of wished I would have put it down ahead of time, but it doesn't matter because what I did was just go ahead in, and once I got that down, I went in with a little bit of the white paint and sort of blended those edges. And I did that while the medium was still a little bit wet there, so that it actually thinned that white out just a touch, so that I wasn't again getting this shock of bright white, and it would have actually drawn more attention to that piece than if I had just left it alone. But it's blending in nicely, and it kind of looks like it had been there the whole time. But I do really like that addition with those flowers on there. And what I'm doing, once I get those edges blended in, what I had left on the brush, I took and kind of ran over the whole thing, because then it really does blend it, and it's drawing as much attention to that as to anything else, so it doesn't necessarily become the focal point. That was just a little air bubble that I had there from gluing it down where I didn't have it completely smooth. Okay, now everything is dry at this point, and I'm going in with my Pitt pen. So I actually just got this pen, and I really like it a lot. I used to do tons of fine line work, and I may have mentioned this before in another video. It's one of my favorite ways to make mixed media abstract pieces. So I knew from the beginning that I was going to use this pen to sort of bring together the areas of color and contrast. I guess not color really, but the areas of visual interest on there. They were sort of just two spots sitting on the top of the panel. But I wanted to kind of bring them together with this line work here. So I'm using these very organic lines that are flowy and kind of resemble, I don't know, vines and stones and just some kind of organic subject matter there without being realistic in any kind of way. And I'm varying the thickness of my line and I'm kind of putting a little bit of extra weight on where the lines meet there just to have some more visual interest. And I'm making sure here, I'm paying attention to the composition of these lines and the flow of them, because what I have in my mind is that I want these to kind of go around the center of the piece. I want a little more visual weight to be on the bottom left hand part of the panel there, but I do want lines on each side of this, so it's going to be creating like a central focal point. And I'm not sure what, if anything, I'm going to put in that focal point. I might actually just allow those collage papers to be the focal point, and it then kind of becomes a little bit more minimalistic in the center, but that's okay because I have so much going on with this line work going around all the edges. So at the point that I'm putting this down there, I hadn't really decided yet. I skipped ahead a little bit and sped everything up because I didn't want you to have to sit through me drawing every single line. I think it took me about a half an hour to do all this line work real time. But I love the way it's turning out, and I really want to do a lot more work with this in it because it's the way that I naturally want to create abstract art. And I love working in a lot of different styles, but this here is definitely my personal style. One thing that I like to do to keep it interesting when I'm doing this type of line work is to really vary the size and shape. You want the shapes, well, I want the shapes to be similar at least so that they make sense together, but I want small ones and large ones. I want the lines to be thick in some places and thin in some places. And you'll notice that I'm taking all of the lines off of the sides of the substrate there too. That's just how I wanted this piece to look. I'm not sure if I'm going to put black around the edges or not, but at this point, I'm pretty happy with the way things are looking. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do, if this is going to be it or if I'm going to add anything else, but I will sleep on it and be back with you. Okay, so it is the next day, and I looked at it again and thought it definitely does need just a little bit more to kind of bring it all together. It looked to me like a large kind of spotlight there in the center, but not with anything. And I didn't necessarily want to put an object in there because that really wasn't my goal with this piece. I thought about it, and there were some things that I could have done, but I wanted this one just to be a little bit different, a little bit more purely design rather than a focused object. So I just went back in with that Pitt pen and decided to carry up that design just a little bit more into the center. It's still a circular design and it still does bring you into a center focal point, but I think that then becomes a little bit more of those collage papers, and it doesn't bother me anymore once I do this that there's just this big gaping space because that space is now partially filled in. And I think it carries the design through nicely. And it's just some more of those organic shapes, but slightly lifted. So you can see how in the beginning of the design, everything is completely contained, I guess, within the design itself. But some of these organic, we'll call them leaf type shapes, are now protruding a little bit from the design. And I think that gave it just enough of the difference and uniqueness that it needed to pull everything together and look like a finished piece. So I'm just going to finish up here with a little bit of design work, and then I will show you the finished piece at the end. And there we are. We've got a finished piece. I'm very happy with it. I love this line work, like I said, and I would love to do more like this. This is more my natural style, but I hope you enjoyed the process with me. And if you did and you got some value out of this video, could you possibly give me a thumbs up? And also subscribe if you haven't, really helps out my channel a lot. And I look forward to being with you next week. Take care.